Growing up, I always wanted to do so many things.
I wanted to be a vet.
I wanted to be an actor.
I wanted to be a celebrity by any means necessary.
This is Spike Drop Vegas Heist.
I'm only here for a 2B. I don't really care about any other place.
Can't even comprehend what is going on, but I like it.
Well, this is going to be the final act, the grand finale. Our stage is set. 18 teams walked into the Vegas Heist, hoping to have the opportunity to grab the biggest part of our cash prize. Only 2 teams remain. We have QOR, we have Here to Gamble. And from Don Ostie, I very much have appreciated the time that we've got to spend together. We have some casters ready to get this thing working in the booth. And we have a graphic, if I'm not mistaken, of the bands in which our teams have gone with.
So very rarely, especially when Lotus first came out, competitively we would see a lot of teams bring out Gecko and Fade.
We're really just trying to deny these areas as much as possible. An unfortunate spot for Ethos to have ended up standing as Zeldris is on the field in play and taking names. I mean, a slow start to that round, but a quick end in the name of Zeldris.
Seeing Zeldris go for the 3K on pistol here just gave me like a giant lightning bolt to my brain.
And I think that Omen can be aggressive. Maybe not in this spot, so like don't hold on to what I'm saying too much at this point in time. But I do agree. I feel like we should be seeing it go in a completely different direction, but not able to hold that power position and pushes out through the smoke. In enough time, Ziff gonna go for this defuse, a 1v5. How does it end up being Ethos alone every single time? And Zeldris put the operator on the ground. 8 shells. Now it is gonna be the push in from T-Dog alongside the rest of the crew. Zeldris going in and the side on here as Rooney hops that Viper's Pit. He's gonna see if we can play around this as much as possible. Unfortunately, you play around the Viper's Pit and you're not in the Viper's Pit and you're falling to a shorty that Zeldris enters and knows that somebody might end up trying to go for it and is trying to watch that angle as closely as possible. And that maybe means that the rest of Here to Gamble are, well, I was about to say, maybe not prepared for Nerve and that angle, those extremities on these characters.
1v3 lockdown's almost certainly not going to be used this round. Yeah, nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. Slowly but surely now a 2-point differential. This is Here to Gamble to make a strong comeback.
And is going to allow for T-Dog to be collected by Rooney. And Zeldris, all right, let's pop out the shorty. Let's see what we can make happen here.
Dedicated to this too.
Oh, that's a little spooky.
Oh no.
Viper Split went down. The turn. And to take out Rooney, we're going for the tap. We're trying to hold this. We know what corner you're in. Oh, you're running out of time, and the shorty run is going to be enough despite the utility from Shunk. It's not going to be enough. That bomb is ticking, but Zeldris is going to get that defuse through and clutch that round up.
Every time I cast Zeldris, I lose at least 10 years of my lifespan.
But plant abilities as well as those smokes, and we are going to be able to have the Viper get this plant down. Snarly, though, just feels like we're running on site for free and somehow manages to turn on Ethos for free, and Ethos isn't okay. Here to Gamble, gonna try and hold it together with their 2 or 3 remaining players up against the 2 from QOR, and they're just letting everyone fall so quickly. Alexander has the tour de force, has the line, but it's not gonna be enough. There is an angle that can be held. And QOR 9-3, a great start onto Lotus.
Yeah, I mean, getting those reps of Lotus in here right now, especially with the agent drafting, is so important. Big rotate back over though. Alexander reads into this. Good for 1. No.
Not ready for the crouch to come through. The crosshair was almost on point. Maybe this just isn't a map they're super comfortable on.
Yeah.
And I see with this Stinger, as much as I would love to believe that the Stinger is going to go absolutely crazy, not going to be the case, and we can already see it. Okay. Nerve was like, oh, I see! Okay, at least grabbing Zeldris there is good. Unfortunately, Zeldris did a lot of damage before going down, and now it is all left up to Alexander. Thankfully, it is not just Alexander between Here to Gamble and going home. But hey, Alexander grabbing one, taking down Nerve, low on HP though, able to line up another headshot there, is forced back by this molly from Ziff, is prepared for this little joust around here, but not jumping at the right time to aim the shot in. Wow, a 13-4.
That was destructive. That was
Destructive,
brutal.
I feel like, is putting it nicely.
Yeah, that was brutal coming out from QOR. That was unbelievable. Again, all the mistakes that we highlighted from Lotus completely fixed here.
Yeah.
From the semifinals over to the grands. Again, the only point of overheating was Zeldris, but again, comparatively speaking, from semis to now, like a fifth of the rounds, Zeldris didn't find any impact. And I mean, he popped off, but going back to the analyst desk, I gotta say, T-Dog was the maestro of this matchup. The utility plays were great, the calls were fantastic, and even as they said on the desk, Veli and Exalt called the timeout perfectly, and what QOR needed to accomplish looked fantastic. They want to redeem themselves from Night's Forge, and they want to win this offseason with at least one Grand Finals win.
Welcome back to the HyperX Analyst Desk, right here in Las Vegas, baby. It's your boy Veli. You got Q-Noob and Watson. Watson, can you see into the future? you got 13-11, and then this. What's going on?
I only put 13-4 down just because I had a weird feeling that QOR was going to come out really strong with like something fast. And I knew Zeldris was dialed in. Earlier when we were walking by, I was like looking at him, I was like, how you feeling? He's like, he just looked at me, said, I'm dialed in, and looked back, and I was like, okay, it's over. No, for real though, like a couple hours ago, I was talking to some of Zeldris' family members, and I was like, we're going to win today, I promise. Like, don't get worried, I promise.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, QOR are one map away from being the champions here at Spike Drop Vegas Heist, and we're going to find out if Here to Gamble is going to be able to say anything about that. We'll catch you guys on the other side of the break, and we'll see you soon too. QOR Gaming, one map away from being the champions right here. This is it. I'm just going to say off rip, I think T-Dog and the boys, they are ready.
Aside from the start of Haven, where Ziff was the only one kind of popping off and everyone else was maybe struggling a little bit more through that first Haven map.
I don't think that's really Ziv, though, being quieted down. I think everyone in QOR has just been lifted up so much.
No, that's totally fair.
At all today.
They're Pistol Demons.
Yeah, if they have, it must have been one in the semifinals. It's been a long time since they've lost a pistol round, but these fast takes have just been their bread and butter. The big point of opposition has been usually with Here to Gamble when they start getting rifles. So this buy-up round should be going in QOR's favor. Another fast exec over towards C-Site. Not really much opposition here to stop them from pushing in. Last two potentially discovered. At the very least, the Astra was. All it's up now is Shunk to try to save the world, and Becky, there's no shot at that, really.
Yeah, I was going to say, it is, to put it lightly, perhaps Shunk against the world. And those final two remaining players of Here to Gamble are just going to go down to the Spike, be able to buy into the next round.
But just because of how condensed the site is, it's a very different beast than A-Site Lotus. Lessons learned, though. Probably going to go back to a default gear if I'm QOR.
Able to shut down Zeldris, who tries to get a little too close to the sun in his Icarus moment. Keg is so angry that Zeldris just went for that and was like throwing hands. I mean, at this point, better to play safe than to play reckless. And I think that Here to Gamble is starting to really feel that tension, that we're down one game. If we want to stay and have a chance at that 5K, we got to pull it together.
Absolutely. And
Snarly now going to continue to watch that Heaven area, see if we can cover Ziv as we go for this plant. Final two players remaining. Nice snap from Alexander, trying to turn onto Ziv as Ethos goes down. And okay, that was a Ziv diff. And gather that neural theft, that extra information, unlocking Zeldris to be released, a rabid animal back onto this site, jumping through this cosmic divide, goes for the right click, but it doesn't matter in the end if the shots are going to come through when needed. And that's, I mean, it's hard. Graffiti is such a strong place to hold, and yeah, we saw Shunk kind of moving, thinking about leaving that spot, and we're having the moment where I'm like, we saw QOR do a lot of overheating, they had to fix it, we gotta fix it here too.
You know what? Running, spike down, haunting play, spots at least one, that's T-Dog, and despite the info, Rudy still falls.
You just end up having angles held, and Here to Gamble's going to get it anyway. Might as well hold on to as many different guns as possible for QOR. Hopefully you're going to have enough for these other teammates who fell in this round as well.
So
They certainly would be hoping that it would be anyway.
well, yeah, we still have a chance for map 3. We'll wait and see. But I mean, the doubling down from here to Gamble, completely read into by Core, still got dissolved in the process. That's true. And honestly, it was kind of a weird stack up, I would say, because we didn't see anything, at least natively, too different from Core at the start of that round. It was the same places we had seen for most of the half. The big change was that Zell just remained on C site, and he hasn't seen any action in, what, 3 rounds? Neuro Theft again still has to rely off of someone's death. Nightfall active though for info.
Oh, okay.
T-Dog?
Okay,
Snarly?
T-Dog is
What is
really
happening?
opening this up. 2v2 now, as you mentioned, that Neural Theft still available. And we do have some bodies to work with now. Ooh, Swarm Grenade is going to start things off. Snarly is going to take quite a bit of damage. That Neural Theft did give away the 2 remaining locations, and it's going to be Ziff trying to start these gunfights as much as possible. Ooh. But Alexander, I mean, it really is coming down to these gunfights to the teeth with this Vandal to continue to do the damage. Utility pops out to try and keep the remaining defensive players at bay, but Zeldris dashing past it. Cloud bursts out, trying to find those headshots, and it doesn't matter if the headshots are coming from the spray of Alexander.
One more round for OT. This is it. Core are so close.
Towards that garage, not prepared for that long push. Snarly gonna try and shut things down as well as Nerve gets concussed. This is just such an unfortunate back and forth, but now with 1 player remaining, it is going to come through as a team ace. All of these shots going so much faster than I could possibly talk, and it's an overtime for match number 2. Core holds on a little bit longer to try and catch themselves this dub.
I want to see where Shank plays this breach. And Core looked so good on their attacking half of this map. Their defense is where they started to flounder. Ziff, though, good for 1. Alexander for the trade.
Oh, Icy and Alexander, as you mentioned, trying to fight back 2-2 here.
Oh,
Zeldris from behind lines them up. 1, 2, 13 rounds. Core end this up with a shot at taking this home in overtime. All right, Prowler is going to be able to take that trip. Paint shells to really go alongside the Swarm Grenade and try to block off as many of these angles as possible. But so many concussions coming through the utility from the Paranoia, from the Trailblazer. Alexander has made amazing things happen, but it's not going to be enough as Core have a flawless victory, 14-12 in match number 2.
One heck of an ending there coming out from Core. Redemption from Knight's Forge. It wasn't Oxygen, but here to gamble, franchise talent, some of the best players we've seen in North America fall into the hands of Core. We're in Core season now.
Yeah, we certainly are in Core season, and we can go ahead and say that that game was a Ziff diff. I mean, the analysts can break it down, but top of the board, highest ACS on Cypher.
Yep.
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Champions of the Vegas Land Core. Oh my gosh, what a thrilling show. You know, here to gamble, put up a fight, but at the end of the day, you all really fired up, showed up when it matters. What's going through your heads right now?
Feels pretty good, man. I don't know. It got a little competitive at the end. Had to give some entertainment, but it feels good.
Entertaining it was. Zeldris, you were popping off MVP, man. You got something to say, you have to.
I mean, I just was going crazy, and that's it.
Yeah, the double shorty, double kill is like, I don't even, I hate it, but I love it because it was beautiful and it was art. T-Dog, you had chat. They were talking about your new tropics that you need to be dropping. It's $1 billion idea. How are you feeling after that win for your squad?
After 12 Dr. Peppers, I'm feeling good, man. I'm juiced up.
Yeah, they told us we got to check the Dr. Peppers as well for some enhancing. So, you know, maybe we'll have to run back to VOD or whatever it may be. But, oh my gosh, it was so much fun to hang out with you all today. It's been a long day of LAN. Ziff, you are the, you know, right now, somebody that's trying to get, you know, your full core contract. And, man, if I'm an owner looking at that, I'm saying you were the backbone. You were so sturdy. You showed up when it mattered. There was a lot of 3v1 situations that you made look super simple. How are you feeling after this LAN right here?
Feeling a little tired, you know, the West Coast, East Coast time difference. So had to wake up the last map, but ready to go take a nap now. Go to bed.
Hey, a money nap on that. Oh my gosh. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. It's been an absolute pleasure. And is there anything that we had to say from Love?
Honestly, bro, the team just performed so well. Like, in the crowd, they had composure. They're popping off because everyone was together once. This is perfect, man.
Well, that's it. Can't ask for more. That's like you said. And from Don Osti and everybody here at the HyperX Arena and also from Allied Esports, I just want to give my most profound thanks for hanging out with us today. Also want to give a shout out to Riot for letting us host this off-season event. It's been an absolute treat. I know people were loving the omens. They was out here loving the vibes. And that's all. That's all for us today. We will see you all at the next LAN. Support your friends. Come give follows to QOR. And we will see you all at the next Spike Drop.